Okay, this is gonna be a tutorial for room 1 of Caradhras because there's all the new launches. I'm gonna try to explain it best I can, all the things that can go wrong, and just like some of the slightly different routing with characters at the start. So at the start, I like to prioritize Gimli, which is on player 2, so that you can get him ahead because he's the bottleneck in this situation, and then you could just switch P1 to Legolas when you get over to here and start slashing at this thing in front of the hatch. Just makes 1P2C here a bit easier. While Gimli's entering this hatch, I like to put Legolas under it, so as soon as Gimli does a slam and goes back through the hatch, he can just walk down and get grabbed for this throw. And it's just way faster. Then once you do this throw, you can actually jump to the left, and it puts you in a better position for this next section, which you can then just jump up here, not grab the monkey bars, and then that's a bit faster. You don't get stuck trying to get up. This next section is mostly just about trying to get Aragorn across so they can throw Gimli to Legolas. I put priority on Legolas here so they can just like get across the gap, but you'd want P2 to like have more priority realistically, so that you could just throw him across, and then you can swap to him. Once you get here, you're gonna slash the rock from the right, jump up with Gimli, and then go up right with Legolas, and then up left with Gimli, and then you're gonna run. You're gonna keep running until the rock disappears, so Gimli drops down. Then on this frame, when Legolas's left leg is kicking back like this, then you're gonna want to do the grab. If you don't do it like that, then you're not going to get the maximum height. So we grab there, and we get all the way up. Keep heading right, and then you're going to get to this rock, which you can throw Gimli at. And once you do that, you can start heading up. There's actually another thing you can do here, which is you can bring Sam over with you. And if you do that, you can actually do this launch twice. Which, even if you do that, and then you don't do the rest of the launches in this level, you can still save like 50 seconds. So if the other launches are like too challenging, then you could just like do this and it's like still a big time save. But obviously learning all the launches is going to be the best move here. Once you get up here, you'll just go through the snow, and then you'll pick up Gimli when he falls in so you can get him across, so they can get into the hatch. Then he'll do the slam when he gets out of the hatch, and that'll get you the pieces of the campfire, which you'll need for the next launch here. It's important to not build the whole campfire here, or else the launch won't work. So you'll start building with Legolas while Gimli goes up. As soon as you get these two pieces in the back here, you want to stop right there. Then you can put Gimli in this corner, and then do D-pad left with Legolas till he stops here, and then you can head D-pad right. And then once you do that, you just do a grab while holding D-pad right. And if you just keep holding that while walking into this, then eventually you'll get this launch up. And as long as you just keep holding D-pad right, you should be enough height to get up here. Here's an example for if you build too much of the campfire. And you'll see here where you go for a grab, but then no launch actually happens. Once you're up after the second launch, you want to take the specific line where you're focusing more down than up, because if you're too far up, you can actually fall out of bounds, and then it can actually soft lock the level. So you want to make sure to not do that. Here's the example of if you take a bad line here and how that affects your run, which is a soft lock. Legolas will go too far up here, he'll fall out of bounds, and then it's not respawnable ground up there, so you're stuck. So now we get to do the final launch, which is definitely the hardest one, but it's similar to the first one with the leg positioning. So you'll want to go left on this rock with Gimli, and Legolas to go up on D-pad, and then turn into up left. Then again, like the first launch, once his leg fully kicks back like this, he can grab, and then you'll go up right on D-pad. And then when you hit the shadow here, you could start to go up. And then if you did it right, then you should be able to just hold right on D-pad or right on stick. Doesn't really matter, but I like D-pad. Here's an example of a launch where you actually get stuck on the collision up here and can't move right. If this happens, you'll have to let go of Gimli, and then you'll have to move right a bit with Legolas and then re-grab. if you do this correctly, you'll regrab, you won't fall down, and then you can keep heading right. Once you get over here, you're going to want to head right, and whenever you get stuck here, you can just head down and then head back up, and then you should be able to keep walking. But then I'm going to keep walking right here. If you go too far down, you'll actually fall off and slide. But when I get around here, I'm going to drop Gimli. I'm going to line my feet up with the shadow here, and then you can do D-pad right, do a space jump before you get to this kind of line in the wall, and then you can just keep heading right. Once Legolas gets down here, you could start shooting these targets. I don't move Gimli during this section in case I actually can't do the 1B2C, and then he just falls off, because if he falls off, he'll get soft blocked, and he'll get put before the launch happened. So you just want to avoid that. So I wait until I start building this, and I line his feet up just like Legolas. Head right, do the space jump. Same exact thing. And then once he gets down there, he can break the rocks open here, and then you're done with this room. This is probably the most punishing thing, aside from maybe the campfire, soft blocking that, but I hope that most things have been answered through this guide and all the mistakes you can make, so hopefully we can avoid those. But yeah, that's it.